It's 844-766-6607. Hickson Has It hotline. Don't forget hicksonhasit.com. We are at Co-Relief Center in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in conjunction with our good friends at KAOK, where we've been broadcasting 19 years now. 19 years. What a great station, great place to be. Love coming over here, folks. It's always a lot of fun. We're here at Co-Relief Center. Dr. Donald Snow, of course. We're waiting for Dr. Snow to still come out. Brett Geymann is going to join us as well a little later in the program. If you're having any kind of pain, I don't care if it's from arthritis, from back, neck, knees, whatever, call Co-Relief Center. You think you tried everything? You haven't. And I've had the testimonies. 337-475-6334. The call's free. He always says if you come in and he can't relieve your pain, then you won't pay anything for the first visit. So, I mean, that you can't beat that. But if he can get you 50, 100% relief on the first time, guess what? Boom, we know we can help you out. And that's what Dr. Donald Snow has been doing for many, many years. So do yourself a favor. Give him a call, 337-475-6334. And I promise you, you're going to be glad you did. Secretary of State's race, don't forget. I know y'all, this is how time flies. We got the congressional races this fall. We're going to have a Secretary of State race this fall. There may be some local tax issues and stuff like that. That's all coming up in 6 months, or less than 6 months now. October, November runoff deal. We will have a Secretary of State's race now, unless something's changed that I haven't read yet. We will. Normally when there's more than 1 year left in a term, what happens is that you have to run for office. In other words, they have to have an election. So you're going to see, and you're going to start hearing all kind of names jump up to be Secretary of State because Tom Shedler's resigned. I think Tom Shedler did the right thing under the circumstances. By the way, Bill Edwards, the governor's out there bragging that he called for him first and all that stuff. Who cares? What does that got to do with anything? It has nothing to do with anything, but they jump it up and down. I guarantee if it had been a Democrat, he wouldn't have said a word. Just like when Karen Carter-Peterson jumped up and said we need to get rid of the Second Amendment, Bill Edwards never said a word. Nothing. Even though what she said made everybody go crazy in his state, he never said a word. I wonder why is that? Because she's a Democrat. That's what you do. So Shedler comes along. They want Julie Stokes. She's a registered Republican, but she's a liberal Democrat. And they want her to be in that position. That's why he wanted them out real quick. So I'm just telling you, be careful with her. Because you're putting somebody in there that's real close to the left. And we already got one in the left. That's the governor right now. And, of course, I think that'll change. But here's the point I want to make. This fall we have election. Do you realize, fast forward a year, and I don't like to fast forward a day as I get older because you never know what day may be your last one. But fast forward a year from now, and you do realize we're right smack in the middle of a governor's race. Session's going to be winding down next year, and the governor's race is going to kick off. But I think it kicks off at the end of this year. We're going to find out who's going to run against Bill Edwards. I'm getting emails from people, is John Kennedy running? Is John Kennedy running? You know, it looks like John Kennedy's running. But I don't know that. John has never told me he's running for office. People ask me about Steve Scalise. I don't know. Jeff Landry. I don't know. Ralph Abraham, Congressman Abraham, is somebody that's interested in running for governors. He's a sitting congressman. He'll run for re-election this fall. Those are the four prominent names that I've heard for governor's race. Okay? I heard a guy I'm having on tomorrow. I'll be glad to ask him. Stephen Wagerspack of La Bee. Rumors he'd like to run. Garrett Graves, the congressman out of Baton Rouge. Rumors is he wants to run. You're going to have a pretty good-sized field. This is going to be the difference in the race, though. Last time, we had Republicans concentrating on Republicans. We had Vitter concentrating on do-nothing Jay Darden, who was never going to win. I told you when he got in the big leagues, he would fail. He's getting to run the state as co-governor. And Scott Nigel, who was never going to win. So they ended up going back, and all of a sudden, the other two turned on him, and everybody knows what happened. Nobody focused on the very liberal John Bell. Nobody. So you get into the runoff, the two Republicans knife Vitter. You know what happened. I predicted Jay Darden would be the vision administrator he is. He was celebrated as a hero by the people in the media and the press and the people that hated Vitter. Now we got a co-governorship that's been a dismal failure. So the difference now, here we come. We're going to have, I think, several Republicans that will run. My thing to Republicans would be, I know you got to be the Republican. Bell Edwards is going to be in a runoff. Bell Edwards is going to come in the 30s. I don't think he'll hit 40% in the first round. I don't. I think he's going to be closer to 38, 39%. I think he's going to come 40 or below, but a little bit less than 40. And the Republicans can't turn on each other and give Bell Edwards 1 inch to get back into office. He's not fixed one thing. He's only wanted more money to do the same thing that we've done in the past. Continue the same way, same direction, change nothing. And that's what the governor's done. He's done nothing to change this state, nothing to bring it together. He's not talked about changing one thing. The only thing we've heard about is if we can just give him more of our tax dollars, everything would be great. And that election is going to crank up by the end of this year. That election is going to be more prevalent during the session. It's going to be way more prevalent during the special session. So I'm just telling y'all, we are a year away, and we're going to be in a hot contest of a governor's race. And there he is. Finally got him. Dr. Donald Snow, how you doing, sir?
Very good, thank you.
All right, I got you.
I think so.
Oh, no, you're there. You're there.
Okay.
You're wide open right now, man. How you been?
I'm outstanding.
Well, I didn't get to stay and talk to you the other day too long. Maddie had a seizure, and so we had to leave. So I apologize, not for the seizure, but for not getting to see y'all at the crawfish bar.
That young lady has grown. I'll tell you since the last time I saw her.
She really is. If you hadn't seen her in a while. Yeah.
She was a little girl. She's grown.
She's 21, Doc.
Wow.
She's 21.
Time does fly.
She had a seizure, so in the process, I had to end up taking her home. Anyway, good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
All right, Doc, been talking a little bit about Co-Relief Center, but I'm going to let you explain. We always got new people in the audience about what exactly do you do. And you're looking for people with pain. I've been telling people that.
Yeah, always looking for people with pain because people don't stay here. When I'm done with them, the pain usually doesn't come back. But what we do is integral medicine. We take ancient acupuncture treatment and combine it with modern technology, or modern like laser therapy, Skenar, which is a big one that we use here.
There you go. I want to get it a little closer. If you got to twist
closer.
it that way.
Okay.
There you
there we go. Skenar therapy, microcurrent therapy, and it forces the body to heal. All we do is stimulate your body to do what it was designed to do.
There's no doubt about it. Now, I've been telling people out there with pain, they think they've tried everything. They haven't. Because you've told me this many times. People come here sometimes going, well, I've tried everything and let me go try it, when really they ought to come see you first.
Yeah, they've even tried acupuncture, some of them.
But you're not just acupuncture.
That's right.
Just explain that.
That's right. So if you've tried acupuncture, even dry needling, which is a form of acupuncture, if it doesn't work, don't think acupuncture doesn't work. Come check us out.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
You will not pay a penny if we can't help you. You'll know right there that day.
You can't hardly beat that. By the way, the number to call here is 337-475-6334. All right. Somebody comes in here. They got to come with the pain. Explain why.
That's why. If you don't have pain, you have nothing for me to treat, number one. Secondly, how am I going to know whether I'm helping you if you don't have the pain? So we don't want you taking any pain meds. You have to remember that this is the only outcome-based clinic in the United States. There is no other.
And I want you to explain. That was my next step. They come here. You get them in there. Do whatever you do for an hour, 2 hours, whatever it takes. All right. Somebody comes here. I come in with pain. I get in there, and all of a sudden I go, Doc, this feels a lot better. Explain the process then.
Well, if you get 50% relief from the treatment, we'll take you as a patient. That means that you're actually going to heal. You're going to respond with our therapies. If you get anything less than 50%, let's say you get 40%, some people are happy and they get mad when I don't accept them because it's the only relief they've had. But I know you're probably not going to heal permanently, so I won't take you. I won't charge you either.
Yeah, about to say, if they come the first time and you didn't get them 50% to 75% better, you're not going to charge them. You're going to say, I can't help them.
I can't.
You've had to do that with people before. You've been honest.
I do it. And unfortunately, it looks like that happens more with people that it looks like I'm going to be able, like 1 or 2 of pain.
Yeah.
Sometimes those are the ones that can't help them. The ones that have scar tissue and surgeries and 30 years of pain, I get 100% with them. So I never know.
And I know you
I don't promise anything.
I know you see a lot of veterans, people that have been through war, and sport athletes. Athletes that's been around a long time.
The Olympic athletes, they come here. A lot of war veterans, and we have about a 90%, 85, 90% success rate with veterans, and that's why they're sending
They walk
more.
in your building, and you can't get 50% plus. You don't take them as a patient. They walk out of here paying nothing.
That's right. And
now let's talk a little bit about if you walk in here, you get the 50% plus. There's a process then. Explain people, Brandon, before we take a break, I want him to explain it. Explain the process, because I know it's a 10 or 20 time bit. Talk a little bit about
what's
that.
going to happen is we're a very busy clinic here. So if we get 50% relief, we'll have you schedule 10 appointments. So you have your calendar where you can schedule 10 appointments, because these are scheduled in the right interval. You know, if you can miss an appointment, you might have to start all over again. So you have to make your appointments, because I can't do this over the telephone. So if you get better before 10 visits, we'll just cancel the other ones. But what's going to happen is you're going to come here every week, and your pain should go down a little bit, and the width, the interval, like let's say you get 1 day's relief the first treatment, 3 the next, then like you eventually have no pain between treatments.
But I was going to ask you, how long does it really take when you really know somebody's going to be okay? Is it they go a month without pain, 2 months without pain?
Well, this is how it works. You've come here twice with no pain. I'm going to treat you because you're going to have little sore spots. Then once you've come here 2 times with no pain, I'm going to pull an appointment. So you're coming every other week instead of every week. When you've come 2 times with no pain again, I'm going to pull another appointment. So you're coming once a month. When you've come 2 months with no pain, that's been 3 or 4 months. You know it's not going to come back.
The body's healed.
That's right. It's healed.
All right, folks, we'll take a break. Come back with Dr. Donald Snow. If you got a question, great opportunity to ask him a question. You can call on the Hickson hotline. But if you want to call here and see what this is all about, 337-475-6334. 337-475-6344. And tell them what the problem is. You got people... 6334.
6334.
I said it wrong the last time. Call right here and they're going to help you out. All right, we got to take a break. Be right back. I don't know where I get the finger. Back, Moon Griffon Show on the road again. Beautiful Lake Charles in Louisiana. Been here 19 years. And with our good friends at KAOK, as all these stations around the state that we're just humbled to be on. Co-Relief Center is where we are. Dr. Snow, you just heard from him. We'll hear from him again in a little while. And folks, here's the number. You owe it to yourself if you have pain to call this number. It doesn't cost you anything to make the phone call. It doesn't cost you anything if you come in here and you don't feel right the first time. It just doesn't cost you. But I guarantee you, if he makes you feel better and your pain's going away, you're going to love it. Okay, I like him anyway. I love your wife, but I like you anyway. All right, Dr. Donald Snow, here's the number, 337-475-6334. Now, I do have a testimony here. I got a young lady here. By the way, I always call women young.
Thank you.
It's a great compliment. I survived this way. I got Miss Melanie Blackmer. Now, Melanie, you came in here. Apparently, you had pain that you couldn't get rid of. Tell me your story.
Well, I was in a car accident a few months back, and pain was pretty severe. I've never experienced pain like that before. I've had some injuries before, but this was something I've never experienced before.
This wouldn't go away.
It would not go away. Nothing helped it. Muscle relaxer.
But can I stop you? Did you talk to any other doctors and stuff before you ever came here?
Well,
you can be honest.
Yeah, I spoke with my doctor, my internist, and he put me on muscle relaxers and painkillers, and it just they didn't even touch it. It was
You don't
really
like
bad.
being on that mess anyway?
No, I didn't like it. Didn't know what to do. The pain would literally put me to my knees if I stood up.
Wow.
It was pretty severe. I came here at the suggestion of a good friend who had a family member that came.
By the way, they probably listen to the Moon Griffon Show, but that's another thing altogether.
Yeah, I'm
Go
trying
ahead.
not to think about that right now.
Go ahead, Sugar.
But she had gotten relief, so my husband told me, this is where you're going to go. And the first time I came in, I was in tears and could hardly sit still, and I left 80% better that first day.
Well, you must have, in that experience, you must have been going, wow, I didn't think I was ever going to get my life back. Because
Yeah.
the pills are not doing it.
Right.
Then the next thing they start talking about is operations and fix this and fix that. So you must have been ecstatic.
Oh, yeah. Just to have pain relief for the first time was incredible.
So how long did it take you to come? Is that pain totally gone now?
Yes.
So, okay, you came as many times you had to come. It's totally gone. You've been relieved. No problem. You hadn't had a problem since.
Right.
Now, but you are back in here.
I am. We had such good results with the back pain that I've been having some internal issues with digestion that again couldn't have any good results anywhere else. And Dr. Snow has been treating that, and we are seeing.
Getting better?
Yeah, we're seeing results.
Okay. I'm about to say you wouldn't be hanging around if it wouldn't get
right.
better. That's a remarkable story, but there are people out there that have been in car accidents and injuries that have just keep coming back to haunt them.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted you to talk to you, because when people are listening to this, I know what people do. Yeah, I've heard everything. Well, you hadn't heard everything, and you hadn't tried everything. And that's why we suggest people call. I've heard the lady up here, without mentioning her name, tell people he can't fix that. He can't help that. I've heard her tell them honestly. I don't think you can beat trying.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you hadn't tried anything. So I'm sure you'd tickle to death or you wouldn't still be here.
Oh, yeah. I have to say this is the most effective treatment I've ever had regarding anything. And I'm actually, as far as my back is concerned at this point, I'm leaving better than I was before the accident. My back is even stronger than it was before I had the accident.
Well, Melanie, we appreciate your story.
Thank you.
God bless. I'm glad it worked out for you.
Thank
All right,
you.
I'll let you go. I'll let Doc slide back in here. All right, 844-766-6607 is the Hickson Has It hotline if you'd like to be part of the program. And, of course, we're here at Dr. Donald Snow's will be here. Brett Geymann is going to join me a little later. Get an opportunity to talk to Brett Geymann about the Constitutional Convention, probably in the second segment of the next hour. Dr. Snow back with me. That's another great testimony.
Sure was.
By the way, these people wouldn't get on here if they didn't believe that.
You forgot to ask a question.
Which one?
Does the needle hurt?
But it doesn't. I'm trying to explain it to people.
Yeah.
You came in and put needles in my fingers before.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
okay.
not what you think it is. And that's what makes it difficult, because as Americans, we're so used to doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's what you get used to. That's who you are. We all do that. I bet you drive to work the same way every day.
I do. but what's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
That's right.
I watch it every day in all politics. It's right and left, Republican and Democrat. Woo, I get sick of both of them. But we do the same thing over and over again.
Right.
But the difference is they would take more money to do the same thing over and over again,
Yes,
Doc.
they do.
It is, Doc. But, you know, by the way, I had a call from somebody. Actually, it was a text. They said, hey, does Doc take insurance? So I didn't want to tell people yes or no, because I don't understand the insurance business, except I know I pay a lot of it. Okay, and when I need it, it's been good so far. But people like to know. There are people walking here with pain. They're going to pay cash. They're going to pay check.
Many do.
A lot of people do.
We take most insurance. There's some we don't. But since here, if you don't get a result, you don't pay anyway. You know that if you are a cash-paying patient, that you're going to get something for your money. It's not like having insurance and getting no result anyway, so you paid nothing and got nothing. Here, you're going to get it.
No doubt about it. They're going to know. And if somebody's in that deep of pain, trust me, paying for it to get out of it.
How much is your health worth to you? You know.
Well, no doubt about it. Well, I think health. As I've gotten older, health is more important than money.
Sure is.
Way more.
You like to
money.
fish.
Hey, it's more important than fishing too. I got news for you. All right. If you call, folks, and I hear Dean up there talking to a bunch of people, 337-475-6334. Real quick, because I only have a minute, but I'll bring you back right at the top of the hour. Types of pain that you treat every day that people are walking around with pain, didn't know that you can get help for.
Any kind of pain, cause from any cause, but I treat a lot of back pain, disc problems, sciatica, ankle pain, knee pain, from any cause.
From the ankle to the head. You even talked about migraines.
Oh, headaches. I see them every day, and they'll go away immediately on the table. There's no waiting for a headache. I don't care what kind it is.
The migraines you could help with.
I mean, before you can snap a finger.
But once again, I want to caution people. You got to come in here with the migraine.
That's right, because the big reason is if you don't have the pain, I won't be able to find the cause. And see, if you have a headache or any kind of symptom, any kind of pain, even internal pain, if I can make it go away, I have found the cause.
A headache or migraine could be affected. Something else could be affecting that down in your body, correct?
Most of the headaches that I see here are caused by the stomach. They're behind the eyes or the gallbladder. They're in the temple. And when I treat that meridian, the headache's gone immediately. I have found the cause, and it's going to go away.
By the way,
it takes a few treatments now. You can't expect it to go away in one treatment. The guy that could do that, they killed 2,000 years ago.
Absolutely.
I'm not him.
Yeah. By the way, pains in the rear, Sometimes he can help those. Like, you can't help me with the pain in my rear because it's politicians doing what they're doing. And it's my pocketbook they keep. Because they can help you. 337-475-6334. 337-475-6334. Now, he's got a young lady right here who is a new doctor here with him, Dr. Brittany Antoine, who now will sing the national anthem for him.
You don't want to hear that.
Well, I told you I was going to make you feel comfortable. First of all, good morning. Good to have you in Lake Charles.
Good morning. Thank you.
Yeah, you're in a great part of Louisiana. I mean, we got a lot of great areas, but I love coming over here. So I'm sure that that you're going to love it. All right, a little background of yourself. And I heard you went to the same area of college that he went to.
Yes, I went to the same school in San Diego. That's kind of how I found him, but I'm from New Iberia. So I'm coming back home to bring acupuncture to my people.
Well, that's awesome to hear because I live in Lafayette.
Yeah.
I've been nowhere in New Iberia. Some of my best friends live in New Iberia, but I'm not going to tell you what the name is because they're gonna get cocky about it. But anyway, so you really are coming home.
Yes.
So you got all the training, you ready to roll, and you out here helping people do the same thing.
I have all the training except for Dr. Snow will be able to teach me.
Okay, well he's taught me how to do some stuff too. So
oh yeah.
Let it go. Hey,
you might put us out of business.
Can I mention you going over there or not?
Going over where?
Lafayette.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to let him do it anyway because, and Dr. Brittany, I don't know if you're going over there or not. I didn't ask him about that, but Dr. Snow is opening up another place on Bertrand.
Yes.
And so is that where you're going to be?
Yes, I will
so
be
eventually
the doctor in Lafayette.
You're going to be over in Lafayette area. They're going to open one. It's off of Bertrand Street. I forget the address. It's not too far from the radio station where we broadcast because we're on Bertrand. So you're not going to be that far.
No, maybe a block away.
So when we do interview, we just got to stick in the studio. Well, I know you're looking forward to it, going home.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. And they're getting such good results here, and I'm really excited to do that for people in Lafayette because they need it. People are in pain, and I know we can help because I see the amazing things happening here. So.
Well, no doubt about it. I know you're excited about it. I think it's exciting that you'll be able to run one already and kind of have your own deal going with Dr. Snow over in that area.
Yeah, he's an amazing teacher and an amazing doctor.
Yeah, I've never said nothing bad about it. No, that's interesting that you came back and you're coming back home.
And it was hard to leave San Diego.
You're literally coming back home. That's a beautiful place. I've only been there one time for about a week, and I swore I'd go back, but I never did. But it's a gorgeous place.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you're looking forward to it. All your training's done except for what you're doing under Dr. Snow.
Exactly. So I just started here this week with Dr. Snow, and I'm absorbing everything like a sponge that he has to teach me so I can take it to Lafayette.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Well, I told you I wasn't going to bash you, keep you long. I already asked you to sing a song, and you won't do it, so I'm going to let you go. But want to wish you best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Home. I didn't realize the New Iberia connection.
Yeah, I'm coming home.
I know, I bet you're excited.
So I'll have you whenever I open up my location.
You can always go home.
Yeah, always.
All right, Dr. Brett, thank you so much. All right, we'll bring Dr. Snow back. Brett Geymann's in the house, and I got to find out if he's for the constitutional convention. He said he was against the constitutional convention until I made the comment that I'm going to be standing here naked all alone. He said, I don't want no part of you. I'm for it now. So Brett will join us, and he'll have a good grip on what's going on. And matter of fact, we've been talking, and he's come up with even other reasons why we need to be careful about this. We're here with Dr. Donald Snow. All right, Dr. Snow, people walk in here to get treated. I do want to remind them that this is not a one-and-done deal.
No.
When somebody comes in here and they get relieved, I know you had people do this. They get 80, 90% relief. Shoot, I'm not going back. Yep. Only to see you later.
That's right.
Because it is a process.
Yep. Or they'll stop before I release them because they have no pain and they don't have the patience to do this release. There is a transition phase. There's 2 phases of treatment here. And if you don't go through the transition phase, so I can wean you off of this, much like you would a drug, it's going to come back. You're going to rebound.
But now, do you use any kind of medicine and drugs after, or this is strictly getting the body better where they don't have to worry about drugs and all that kind of stuff?
When you cut yourself, do you take a drug to heal?
No.
You heal. All we do is stimulate the body so it understands what it needs to do.
Our parents, when my day, used to put methylate on you. You didn't heal instantly. You hurt for a little while before
I remember
you healed. Methylate was the worst thing they ever invented in the world. On the flip side, it was probably the best medicine they could put because it seemed like you got better quick. But you had to be able to handle your daddy holding you down, putting methylate on you.
Yeah.
Do they even have? I don't even know if they make that stuff anymore.
No Microcurrent, no methylate.
All these people that are older are all laughing at methylate because they had it too. They either put it on their kids or their daddies and mamas put it on them. I remember we used to have a bottle this big. I hated that stuff. I didn't even want to tell them I cut or got a brush burn. You get a brush burn on your leg that big, that whole leg would be painted red. You'd cry for a week, and you'd wonder, I thought they were trying to help me. But there's a process. People need to know that. They also need to know if they call up here, somebody else, they're going to tell you if they could probably help you or not. Because I know people, somebody's sitting there with a migraine or arthritis going, come on, man, arthritis, doc, come on.
Arthritis, it will heal. The reason that you get arthritis and it progresses, it is so slow. The progression is so slow that the body doesn't see it. If the body doesn't see it, it's not going to take care of it. What we do with acupuncture and oriental medicine is cause the body to see it and then reteach it how to take care of it. Once your body actually sees something, picture you had a baby, you had Maddie when she was a baby. And picture you putting her in her bed at night, and you and your wife are downstairs, and you hear something crash through the roof of your baby's bedroom. What would you do?
I'd go run into it.
You wouldn't run outside, would you?
Huh?
You wouldn't run outside, would you?
I'd go see the baby.
That's right. So what do you think your body does when a needle crashes through the skin and maybe taps a bone?
Mm-hmm.
Your neuropeptides, your immune system says, holy crap on a cracker. Yeah. And it goes to check that place out, and hopefully it sees what I want it to see, and it starts becoming aware of it.
But you can mostly find out the first visit.
You will find out the first visit. There's no other visit.
What's amazing about what you're doing, too? You said it's outcome-based. Basically, the first visit, instead of the doctor telling the patient how you feel,
that's right.
The patient really turns around and says, doc, I hurt.
That's right.
You can't help it.
That's right. I've talked to some physicians in town here, and they say, well, medicine's going to evidence-based medicine. I said, what more evidence is it than your outcome? That's evidence. This is evidence-based medicine.
What do they consider evidence medication?
That 20% of the studies supported or whatever. That some studies, I have about a 90% success rate here. That's unheard of. And the patients are telling me this. I'm not telling them that. So if I can help 9 out of 10 patients to walk through my door, and then of the 90% that I take, about 90% of them just heal permanently.
But it's the body healing.
I'm not doing it. The body's doing it. This is unheard of in medicine, and that's why I wanted an outcome-based medicine. I can prove to the world that it's possible.
Somebody asked me just now, do you take walk-ins? Somebody says, well, the only reason I'm asking is because when you say they got to have the pain.
I'm busy. I'm real busy here.
So it's hard to take a walk, and they got to call.
They got to call, and what they do, if the pain is intermittent or frequent, not all the time, they can call. We can fax them the paperwork so they can have it done, and then schedule an appointment, or call when the pain comes, and if we have an opening, we can take them.
Yeah, sure. So you need to call, and they'll get you in quick.
That's right.
Because I was talking to Dina, there was a time it was a 2 or 3 week wait because y'all was so busy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get a fallout, but they need to at least call. Because if they call, they can set it up. They can talk to the professionals. They'll let you know. Once again, they'll be telling you if they got the relief, not the other way.
That's right. I never do.
And so, anything new in medicine now that you have to change, or this what you're doing now pretty much stays steady. There's really no big changes. You know how technology changes everything.
My technique changes. I had a patient from Japan. You're going to be hearing from her. She came here. She doesn't speak English, but we have Japanese-speaking people here. They're going to interpret for her. She came here with neuropathy from above the knee down to her feet.
From Japan?
Yes. And she was getting acupuncture there, and she didn't get any relief from it. And she said it's totally different here. But it wasn't diabetic neuropathy. It was something else.
All right. I'm going to let you go, Brandon. Let's take a break. Doc will visit with you in another couple segments and get that lady on. Brett Geymann's going to step in a few minutes, and we're going to talk a little bit about Constitutional Convention. They want it, but they never tell us why they really want it. So I'll visit with Brett Geymann when we get back. You're listening to The Moon Griffon Show. Welcome back. Microcurrent Show. Great to have you with us. Co-Relief Center is where we're located. Dr. Donald Snow, and of course, we're in Lake Charles, Louisiana. The number to call, folks, is important. 337-475-6334. If you're having pain, let the expert help you get rid of your pain. All right, Makiko. I hope I'm saying that right. Makiko, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Now,
Thank you.
Makiko's mom lives in Japan.
Yes.
She's had all this treatment over there. She comes all the way to Little Lake Charles, Louisiana, with a lot of pain. Now, I want you to tell a story. By the way, her mom wouldn't do it. Her mom, I don't think, speaks any English.
Oh,
Is that correct? Okay, so it's on you now to make it happen.
Okay. Well, my mother lives in Japan, and she came here for treatment because as an assistant, I saw so many good results here, and I recommended this treatment to her. In 2014, she was diagnosed with spondylolisthesis, herniated disc, and cervical and lumbar stenosis. She also has type 2 diabetes. She started feeling numbness in her hands and legs, but the doctors in Japan couldn't figure out the proper way to treat her. So she went to an acupuncturist. Her acupuncturist would put needles in her low back and neck, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then take needles out. But my mother's condition was never improved. And when I recommended this treatment to her, she jumped at the chance. In Japan, acupuncture is so common that they even come to your house to do acupuncture. But the type of acupuncture Dr. Snow does is very unique and only available here. When my mother started treatment here, her numbness used to start from right above her knees to the tips of her toes. And now after 10 treatments, the numbness starts from about 5 inches from ankle to tips of her toes.
Wow.
Even though she still has numbness, she's very happy that it's going down. Before she started coming here, she was in pain whenever she lies down on her stomach, but now she can do it without pain.
Wow. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
She had to come a long ways to get. People do anything to get pain-free. They will.
Yeah,
Come in another country.
My mother also mentions that since Dr. Snow put needles in her legs and feet, she has more strength to push out urine, and she's happy about it because she felt weak whenever she used bathroom before. Mm-hmm. And even though she doesn't understand English, she feels Dr. Snow is very nice, friendly, and cheerful. And unfortunately, she needs to return to Japan in 3 weeks, but she would like to come back to this clinic soon.
Well, that's pretty neat. So it sounds like it helped in a couple different areas, which is pretty good.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Makiko, and I didn't mess the name up, did I?
No.
I'll mess the next one up. His name's Brett. I'll mess that up for sure. Thank you, Makiko. Appreciate it so much. All righty. 844-766-6607. Hickson has it hotline. All right. Doc, I'm going to bring Brett Geymann in here. We'll talk to you in just a little bit. I'm going to bring in a guy right here. I hope I'll mess his name up, but it'll be on purpose. Anyway, he come in with his McNeese hat. Tell you what, now I'm a ULM fan, and I got to transfer to be a Cajun fan. And now because I'm over here, I guess I got to be a McNeese fan.
Well, there's only one good school out of the 3, just in case you want to know.
Well, I don't know. Brandon may jump in on that. Anyway, good to see you, man.
Hey, Brandon. Sorry.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Constitutional Convention, not many of us against it, and I said this since we started talking about this, Brett. We're going to be in the minority, and the people that want this are gigantic hitters financially. All right. Your comment on that?
What, the fact that very few of us are going to be against it?
Very few.
Well,
the chamber types, all that's going to be for it.
I mean, this is the way I look at it. When you mention Constitutional Convention, people normally nod their head and go, sounds like a good idea. let's get some regular folks together, some everyday average citizens, and let's go over there and fix that nonsense because we just need common sense. And those politicians have ruined everything. You know, I get that. And from a purist standpoint, I think that's where I would be. And just full disclosure, in the past, Moon, I have supported a constitutional convention because I wanted to do budget reform and I wanted to do some things like that. But the problem lies in the details. How are we going to elect the delegates? Because we're going to elect common folks over there, and so in my mind, I think, okay, we're going to have a plumber, we're going to have a teacher, we're going to get a farmer, we're going to get
maybe a talk show host.
No,
how about a producer?
No talk show host. That was going to be exempted out, but we get some regular folks over there, and they go again, and again, I like that idea, but the reality is, how is that really going to happen?
Who's going to run this? Who knows how to run it? That's a plumber, a talk show host, or somebody that does what you do.
How would they even run for the office and win if you have a sitting state rep or a former state rep or a wealthy businessman or somebody who's plugged into the donor base? And I'm just,
You're being honest.
I'm being honest. I think what you're going to end up with is a mirror image of what we have now, which I'm not saying is bad. I'm just saying I think that you're not going to end up with regular old guys over there at a convention, and fixing all these problems.
And another thing, they're not going to be in public where everybody, y'all all come in and let's talk about what we're going to do. It's not happening that way.
So the second question that I ask myself and I want to ask everyone else to think about is, why are we doing it? What is broken that we're going to fix in a convention that we can't already fix? Because
but don't you think that's one of the things that we talk? Matter of fact, I just got a text. We got Stephen Waggis back on tomorrow. David Vitter either Friday or Monday, which I'm glad. I want these guys to come on and talk to us about this. I think it's that important.
Right.
But we want to know a few details, and I think we need all the details out front of what is the purpose. Now, one of the things I'm gonna let you talk about, I want you to talk about, and we may have to take a break first. Dedicated funds looks like it's driving the argument of we can't do nothing with our budget.
Right.
You've tried this before.
Right.
When we come back,
right,
I want you to explain to people what's going to happen. I think it's important.
Right.
Former Rep Brett Geymann in the house with me. He'll be here with us for a few minutes, and we're going to talk about this because, folks, what we're talking about, I want you to pay attention to, because I've already had people go, yeah, we need to have a convention. We got to do something about all this dedicated money. Really? We'll come back and we'll talk to him. We're at Co-Relief, Dr. Donald Snow in Lake Charles. Take a break. Be right back. Hello, welcome back. Griffon Show on the road again. Lake Charles, Louisiana, in conjunction with our good friends at KAOK and, of course, Cumulus Broadcasting. We're here at Co-Relief Center. Dr. Donald Snow. Here's his number, 337-475-6334. Thank y'all for all the people that have been calling, but you need to call for yourself. Call and check them out. Brett Geymann, my special guest. I just got word that, we have Stephen Waggis back tomorrow at the Constitutional Convention. They sent in former Senator David Vitter, who I do want to talk to, Monday, 10 o'clock, 10:06. So we're looking forward to visiting with those folks as they really, once again, Brett, I said this, I'll say it again. Me and you have talked. Nothing. We talk. Me and you just got a different perspective of what can happen. And let me give you an example. I think if you read this wrong, you tell me, or you read it differently. You read it wrong if you're not like me. But if you read it differently, we've heard dedicated money. We can't do nothing. We can't do nothing. That's all I'm hearing. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, when they talk about dedicated funds, you, Schroeder, I don't know if Cameron Henry, Lance Harris, y'all tried to do this a while back. And this is what I'm telling people. This is the setup to get it there. They're not getting rid of all these dedicated funds, and you can forget it. But talk about when you tried to do this a while.
Moon, we filed, there was a bill filed that was going to undedicate every constitutionally dedicated fund. And those are the ones that have been on the ballot, and people in Louisiana have voted for them to be dedicated. That's your MFP, your sheriff supplemental pay.
Lottery.
TOPS, all those things that people have voted for, 60, 70, 80% in favor. We felt like that discussion needed to be had about undedicating these funds so that we had more flexibility to address budget issues like Oklahoma did when they cut 7% across the board.
Sure.
And you and I have talked about that before. We were all on Appropriations Committee. It was Bob Hinchkins, me, Schroeder, Lance Harris, and I know there were others, and I can't remember exactly who. We couldn't even get it heard in committee. We got our tails kicked on that one because every group that came out
That had dedicated money
against it, right? They were concerned that, well, you're going to not fund public education anymore. You're not going to fund, all these things that we don't want you to get rid of. Our position was, no, we want to put everything on the table. Kind of the same thing the constitutional folks are saying. The reality is this: the people in this state don't want to get rid of the good funds that fund the things they want funded. And they voted for that because they didn't trust the politicians.
By the way, every one of them that the people voted on voted that way. So,
correct.
In essence, people really like the dedication.
If you really look at it, people like it. They don't like it until they find out what they are. Then they go, oh, I don't want to get rid of that one. No, I don't want to get rid of that one. No, I don't want to get rid of that one. So to have a constitutional convention to undedicate funds is just absolutely ridiculous, because you're not going to do that.
But don't you
file the bill?
Are you reading the same thing I'm reading? That is the
Because people are buying into that, because people are frustrated because they're tired of seeing education and healthcare and everything cut every year, supposedly. They want to undedicate things so we can cut across the board, and they're buying into that argument. And so they think the convention may be the only way to do it. File the bill. I mean, you can do all of this by filing a legislative bill amending the Constitution to fix these problems. Get these groups behind those bills, file it, and pass it. Sharon Hewitt passed one out of the Senate yesterday, undedicating funds. It's a real simple process to do that.
But it passed out the Senate, but it's still got to go to the House.
Agreed. I mean, it's easy to do that without going to a convention. Now it's going to be the same battleground that you're going to have in a convention. But I think they're trying to promote that as the reason to have the convention. That's not the real reason to have the convention.
Can I tell you what they're not talking about? And I think, and you're on the same line with me on this. Let me just throw some at you. What they're not talking about, but once you get in the Constitutional Convention, can happen. They're not talking about homestead exemption. But I think privately they are. They're not talking about the 2/3 vote on taxes and fees. I think privately they are. They're not talking about the excess itemized deduction. They're not talking about term limits. What they're talking about is dedicated money and high budgets all screwed up and the process doesn't work. I've had somebody tell me, that was on a program the other day, well, this ain't working, we got to try something. Sometimes that's the worst attitude you can have, to say we try something, but you grab the wrong thing.
Moon, we've done that with education, did you know? We've done it with education
every 3 to 5 years.
Because of the same, well, we're 50, we're 51, we're 49, we're 48, whatever. We got to do something. We got to do something. We got to do something. That's the wrong reason to go to a convention. File the bills. We fought budget reform the whole time I was in office. And usually those guys fought us. But we fought for budget reform. If we would all get together and do that inside the legislative body, we could fix these problems with simple legislative instruments that could be passed and promoted to the public, just like they're doing on the convention. By the way, one of the frustrations is they want to free this up because we're always chasing revenue. Why are we chasing revenue? Because we're spending more than the economy can sustain. Not one person has come out in the Constitutional Convention to index spending with the economy or to index revenue with the economy.
You're not going to hear that.
Because that's not what we're going for. We're going for some other reasons. I'm like you. I'm not here to beat anybody up, and I'm not saying that I won't agree with just about everything that is being promoted within the convention. Tell us what it is. Give us the list of what you want to do.
I had Paul Hurd on last week, who's a constitutional type lawyer. Okay. Paul said 4 or 5 amendments out front, letting everybody know what each one stand for. It would be way easier and a lot better than going behind closed doors on the Constitutional Convention, because the things I just mentioned to you, they are not talking about these in public.
Right.
They're talking about them privately.
Right.
You know good and well they got people who want to get rid of homestead exemption. Fine.
Right.
But on the flip side, we got people that want to vote for taxes on a majority vote.
Correct.
They got people that want to get rid of the excess itemized deductions, what's still there.
Right.
All those things, I think it's create revenue for the state and maybe big business. I'm worried about the average family and small business. That's who I'm worried about.
I believe the potential for the tax burden to shift to the individual more than it is now is a very possible outcome of a constitutional convention. That should alarm every taxpayer in the state. I'm not saying that's the motive. I'm saying that's the potential of what could happen. Taxpayers are going to be grossly underrepresented in this convention.
And this is why I want to get to one of my last things is that, okay, you folks, you know how we get these constitutional amendments? And people go to the poll, and there's 3 of them and 6 of them. One time there was 11 or 12, and people go, man, I bet you I got 500 votes a year, because people say, how you voting, how you voting, how you voting.
They don't understand them.
Late C.B. Fagasta used to put it on his website because he wanted to quit doing it. It's not only that they don't understand them, they don't care to understand them. But what they'll do is they'll call somebody, and they'll go, how do I vote on this? So remember now, you got a constitutional amendment that's this long. You're going to have a new constitution that's thick as a book. Now you got to vote yes or no on it. Well, who are you going to believe? Well, you might believe your chamber guy. You might believe one of the lobby guys and the oil and gas, all these people that are pushing for this.
Right.
So you say, well, they say it's a good thing for us. You didn't read the amendment. You think you're going to sit there and read the whole Constitution?
Right.
That is a scary thing.
Again, I just think the simpler, easier approach, more transparency, more sunlight is to file a package of bills, educate the public on what they do, get these groups promoting them and educating the people through their resources that they have, and bring everybody together to solve these problems and fix the budget process. It needs to be fixed. I fought that my whole career over there.
But it's not going to be fixed if if the state government grows twice of what your economy can produce. It can. Let me say this: they can change anything they want in this Constitutional Convention. You will never ever fix the problem. Let me give you an example. I come to you, your financial guy. I said, man, look at all these cards and bills I got. You say, you know what we're going to do, man? We're going to consolidate it loan. People do this all the time. They consolidate a loan, okay, say for 10 years, 5 years, whatever it is. All of a sudden, I got $500 or $600 extra a month. If I have a spending problem and I go out and buy another car, or a car and a boat, am I right back where I were?
Right.
If you have a spending problem, Constitutional Convention is not going to fix it.
And my point is this: as a guy who fought with me and several other guys over there that are still there, fought for budget reform, I don't see this convention headed that direction. I see it shifting tax burden, making the process easier to cut across the board, perhaps, undedicating some funds. And all those things possibly are good things. I'm not saying I'd be against them, but we're not addressing the real problem. You're not going to win that issue in a constitutional convention.
Well,
Put it in the legislature, do a bill, promote it, transparency, sunlight. Let's let everybody know what we're doing, and then let's go out there and do it that way.
Okay, here's the. We'll take a break after this. $63,000 question. And that's what I want people to understand. If you have the convention, and if these things pass that we're talking about, and if the people vote for it, you're done. Because the money that's going to be spent to pass this, it's going to be in the millions. I don't have a big enough mouth, and neither do you, to tell the truth.
I said earlier, taxpayers are going to be grossly underrepresented in this convention because I don't have any money to promote the convention. I don't have any money to support a, quote, delegate to run for the convention. We're going to be grossly underrepresented. It's going to be a mirror image, I think, of what you have now, which, again, is not bad. People, and by the way, one more thing. Who's going to hold the delegates accountable? Who are they accountable to? Your state rep and your state senator are accountable to your voters. I can unelect somebody, or I can vote against somebody, or I can vote for somebody.
But once they make the vote and leave, they're done.
How do I hold my delegate accountable?
Good point. Let me take a quick break. We are here at Co-Relief Center, Dr. Donald Snow. Here's the number if you want to call. If you got any pain at all, we're going to bring you back right before we get out of here. 337-475-6334 is the number. Somebody's standing to take your call right now, standing by right now, saying, hey, give us a call. We'll tell you if we can help you or not. How simple is that? 337-475-6334. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. I want to thank our good friends at Cumulus Podcast and, of course, KOK. Put me on for 19 years. I've been a grateful person. And also for Dr. Snow, it's Co-Relief Center. And Dr. Donald Snow, 337-475-6334. And, of course, Brett, thank you for coming by. Brett, so, Brett, I'm taking it. This has to happen this session for me to be able to do it by 2020, or can they do it next year if it doesn't pass and they don't get
I think the calendar of events is to pass it this session and then have the delegate vote in 2019. And then have the.
Would they have it during the? You think
Yes.
the congressional district? Would they have the biggest turnout?
It would be, yes, it would be at the same
No,
time.
it'd be. I'm sorry, the governor's
As
election.
a governor's election, and then they would have the convention and have it on the ballot in 2020. I think that's the calendar of events now. So if it doesn't pass this session, whether they do it again next year or not in election year, I don't know. It would just bump everything a year.
But here's another question: did you check when? Because if you do it in 2020, I think you're gonna have a new governor. You got a new legislature. Will they do it before the session? Is this something they do in the summer?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do you have the session through May and then you have the Constitutional Convention? Is that a 3 or 4 week period? Is it 3 months?
I can't imagine them doing it in 3 weeks. I haven't looked to see the timeline of that, but I do know.
But there's got to be a timeline on it.
Yeah, there would be. But I haven't looked at that moon. But I do know the delegates would be elected at the same time as the governor and state rep and state senate. And those guys can run for both, by the way.
They can either have it January, February, which before you get to the, because you got to have a legislative session, or they can have it after, which puts it in June, July, August, September type deal. Right. Then you got to pass it. Then it's got to go to the people. And there's got to be a time slot in there that people get an opportunity to really look at what this is. Right. That's when the money's going to be dropped.
Right. But let me just go back and say this before I know you have to get back to Dr. Snow, but we can address these issues now.
I think so too.
And there's legislators over there who understand and can help and file these bills, and these groups can get behind it, and they can address these issues now. And we should have been doing it a long time ago, and some of us have tried. There's no reason that we can't do it without a convention.
I just think it's amazing when y'all brought up a bill to take all the dedications off. You couldn't even get a hearing in the municipalities, and everybody else that had dedicated money are ripping y'all heads off.
Right.
So how are we going to do a constitutional convention? I think that is to get it there, but I don't think they touch it. You don't think they touch any dedications?
I think they'll try, but I think they'll find that it's harder to do than you think. And by the way, if you look at those funds, you'll see that most of them go to things that we don't want to take money from.
Education,
healthcare. Yeah. So do we need to reform that? Absolutely. Are some of those funds that need to go away? Absolutely. I am not here to say that that's not the case.
All right. But Fred Geymann, we'll do it again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, bud. All right, we'll bring back Dr. Donald Snow for the last 6, 7, 8 minutes on this, Doc. Come on. Okay. Come on, Doc. You got to put the headset back on, and I'm going to try to do this where we don't beat them up. All right. Got you, man. How you doing?
Very good. Thank you.
By the way, your lady that works as mom that came in, that's an interesting story, because when you think of Japan, you think of, I do, you think of needles and acupuncture, and yet they're coming way over there to here to get healed.
I've had them come from China here and go nuts because they say, we don't do that over there. We can't do this. Is impossible. And it's not.
Well, and it's not anybody really. I think you told me there's maybe 4 or 5 places in the country that actually do what you do.
There's no place that does exactly what I do. There's other places that use pieces of the equipment, but it's not synergistic. They don't combine it in any way. I've learned how to use this equipment and acupuncture where it works synergistically, and it actually amplifies. Each piece amplifies each other.
By the way, something I didn't ask you earlier. You're dealing with young people to the oldest of people. This
Babies,
is not just older people. This is a baby on.
That's it. Wherever there's it doesn't have to actually be pain. It has to be an active symptom. So it can be internal problems. It can be asthma. Problem is insurance won't pay for it if it's anything other than pain. But this is a complete medicine. It is medicine, although the Western medicine doesn't like to look at it that way.
But you got to admit, it's different. I told you earlier in the program, our lives, this is how you do things. When you start changing that, people get freaking out and mad. And by the way, I know people, and I'm going to say this on air. People going down and said, oh, my God, Moon's dealing with somebody. It's nothing to do with that. Come see for yourself. You got pain, come in. You can't help them 50+%. Walk out of here, shake their hands. You've lost nothing but a little bit of your time.
All they have to do is prove me a liar. Prove me a liar.
Absolutely.
If you can't, you can't. This medicine, you have to understand, this medicine's 3,000 years old of history. We have 88,000 books and documents that come down through us through history. It was never shamanism. They never swung dead chickens over their head. It was an academic medicine where they were using anesthetic and treating syphilis in 2,000 years ago, way before the advent of modern antibiotics. This medicine, in Western medicine, you notice that things get outdated, and all the time if these things are really based on science, they shouldn't change. They should be good today and tomorrow and yesterday, but they're not. So they throw these techniques out, come up with new ones. This medicine has been contiguous for 3,000 years. We don't throw anything out because it works.
Well, with technology, it's gotten better. If it's been that long, it's gotten better over the years.
But most of this technology is for diagnostics. It's not for treatment. So what is diagnostics treating? Nothing.
I want to mention it again, Doc. You any kind of pain from the top of the head to the toe, correct?
That's right.
What about some? And I'm gonna throw this gout. Is that something you could fix?
Gout, I'm good with it if it's in in the toe.
That's
where
what I meant. I had it in my big toe one time. That wasn't fun.
I've seen it so bad in the knees. You'd have to have a crane to break it loose.
Wow.
It depends on how bad it is.
But anything to do with back, anything to do with your, I know you mentioned carpal syndrome, all
Carpal
that kind of
tunnel,
stuff. All that
numbness
stuff.
from cervical spine. You can't feel your arms. You got pain going down your arms and numb hands due to a pinched nerve in the cervical spine. Yes, we can deal with it.
And by the way, I've heard the stories. We had the testimonies of people that were they're getting ready to get operated on.
Mm-hmm.
They came in here and you were able to help people.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying every one of them, but
Nope.
but that's not the point. Whoever you can help is big.
It's big. We're able to prevent around 75 to 80% of the people that are told they need surgery. They don't. But if you have to have it, you have to have it. I've sent them out. You have to have it. Like this lady from Japan, she's going to have it. I'm able to help her, but she has a vertebrae that's actually flipped.
Wow.
It's turned on its side. And I'm actually able to pick it up, but she's going to have a surgery when she goes back to
Wow,
Japan.
that's unbelievable. Yeah. Well, I tell people 337-475-6334. If you call, it's a free call. And the first visit's on you, basically, if you don't get any help.
That's right.
After that, it's a process. And I stress this. You mentioned the 10 visits. That's the minimum. You gotta look at this thing as being a process. Not walk in here, you heal. You're not Jesus. You're not gonna do it, but you're trying to teach the body to heal.
Yeah, your body, when you heal naturally, like let's say you break a bone, does it heal overnight? It's a process. Your body takes about 6 weeks. We can actually shorten that to half if you break a bone. But we can make the process quicker. But that's all we do is initiate the progress and then step it up.
By the way, and you will be opening in Lafayette sometime soon.
Oh, I'm hoping. It's all going to be dependent on how she picks this up because she has to get the same result I do.
Sure.
Remember, this is an outcome-based clinic, and we don't get paid unless we get an outcome.
Sure.
And so, if we can't get paid, we're out of business.
No, I understand that. I understand that. But you are coming that way. I just
Absolutely.
So you end up eventually with 2 locations.
I'd
Girl,
like one
a young lady from New Iberia. Who would have thunk it?
And I'm from Iowa.
Doc, thank you. Let me give it out again. 337-475-6334. You let them know.
That's it. Thank you.
Always a pleasure, man. I know you've been in and out with me, but appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, folks, God bless. See you tomorrow. Stephen Waggis back in Lobby Constitutional Convention. We'll see you tomorrow.